Yo, Tony D here. Got a new order in. Bought some back issues from a very special line of comics called Atlas. My guy Matt, he was telling me he owns a local comic shop I go to, and we were bagging and boarding some stuff, and he clued me in. We found an Ironjaw. His eyes lit up. I could tell, like, okay, he digs this, and he's telling me the story about how, and I wrote some notes. I got some notes online where Martin Goodman create Timely Comics, which we know turns into Marvel. And so Martin Goodman left Marvel in 1972. He sold the company to Perfect Film and Chemical Corporation, later Cadence Industries, which rebranded it as Marvel Entertainment. His departure was tied to, the sale and corporate restructuring, and he stepped away from publishing to pursue other ventures. So we get to where he tried to capture lightning in a bottle again with Atlas Comics. And here are some of the first issues Atlas stuff. So I bought 4 of them. The Grim Ghost. Really, for me, it's just an experiment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting into something new. I learned of a new thing. So I went all out. I got online. I looked up Atlas Comics on mycomicshop.com, and it was all there. And just looking from the covers, I mean, you had people like Wally Wood getting involved, Neal Adams, some big names in the industry. So you're not looking at some chump change. You know what I mean? Like some chumps trying to do something. Not sure why it disbanded or faded away. It attracted top talent like Neal Adams, Steve Ditko, Wally Wood, Howard Chaykin. This is really like, there's a lot of people that remember these for the creativity and this is really a Bronze Age flair. Like, if you wanted to represent the Bronze Age, I think these are really good examples of that. That's why I'm glad I found them. So let's get into a little bit of the Grim Ghost. Grim Ghost, 1975. Matthew Dissonance is the character. He's a condemned soul turned a ghostly avenger. This is Ernie Cologne is the artist. It gives visuals of the book a real gothic and supernatural edge. So I'll get into it and I'll see if that matches up. You know what I'm saying? I totally dig it. I love the Bronze Age. Respect all ages. There's my find. Love my find. This it's pretty beat up, man. But it means it was well loved and well read. So we'll get into that and see what's up with the Grim Ghost. The Destructor. So yeah, check this out. Even the cover's like really stinking cool. Yeah, this one's been read quite a bit. So yeah, man, let's get the nibs. Let me find some good stuff. All right, yeah, that's your Bronze Age. You can even tell, like, the ads, you can tell, like, what. Yeah, check him out. Pretty cool, man. An elegant dude. He's got that goth flavor. So goth was around before you might think. Decent niblets. Yeah, that's what I want right there. That is the nib. You know who that is? Nice. Oh, yeah. I may even get into like a little bit of issue 2. I'm digging this. I'm telling you, man, I'm glad I don't know everything. You know what I mean? Like, you really have to be humble with yourself, and you don't have to know everything. Like, it's real strong in our community. Everybody wants to be the one that knows everything. Man, I totally get that. And I respect that too, if you're very knowledgeable. But man, if you can humble yourself a little bit sometimes and just admit it, like, I don't know what that is, you really free yourself up where you take a lot of pressure off yourself. And I'm telling you, man, you learn so much. It's just be open. That's probably one of the best things I ever did for myself mentally, was become more of an open book for really mental health. You know, we can get into that here. Comic books should make you happy. So let's get to the Destructor. Jay Hunter is our protagonist. Betrayed and transformed into a vigilante. We all love vigilantes. AKA the Vigilante and the Punisher. With Archie Goodwin writing and Steve Ditko, Wally Wood on art. I can't believe that, man. Like, I got that. That's a big deal for me because I know who those two dudes are. This was one of Atlas' most creatively ambitious titles. Okay? So, let's get the deets there, man. That's pretty trippy. I totally dig it. It just tells you, yeah, that reminds me of Joker-esque quality. I'm totally going to get into this. Check him out. He's got like some spider, like, he's got the Spidey movements, Ditko drawing. Totally cool. I'm so jazzed up right now. So this is a good little find for me. Now this is probably something I would probably try to get a better grade. Now these are fine. This is my sweet spot with mycomicshop.com. But these, boy, these are on the tail end of fine. The spine, it's got that Bronze Age spine. But I can deal with that, man. Like, I don't want to pay $30 for a book that's very fine and then I can't get others. Like, I got all these. You know what I mean? I got 4 titles. Like, I can share with you the price. That's probably an important thing too with this. Is I always preach about the keep looking at that. The affordability of the fine quality. It's extremely helpful. So let's get into this. So Demon Hunter cost me $10.50. So that was that first one we were looking at. Fine condition. Destructor was fine. Cost me $6. Ironjaw is a fine, a plus 6.5. That's $8.60. And the Grim Ghost is a fine copy for $9. So you can see you're getting up there. You know what I mean? You're starting to get into, you know, you get 4, that's $40. That's a lot of money for people. However, that's why I like fine. Yeah, these are, oh, that's part of the book. There's some rub there, but you got the covers attached. You've got, you know, it's off-white pages, but I mean, dude, I got the story in my hand. That's what I'm talking about. See, I get excited about stuff like that. I think we're losing a little bit of that excitement that comics bring. You know what I'm saying, man? That excitement that kids get, their eyes light up. Like Matt's eyes lit up when that Ironjaw hit his hands. And when I go, he literally has an iron jaw. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, dude, I'm sold. Let's check this out, man. He gave me the rundown. So Demon Hunter, that's the big daddy as far as money goes. Gideon Cross. That's a cool name for, in this type of thing, metaphysical. Recruited by a mystical cult to fight demonic forces. Totally dig it already. Rich Buckler is the artist, and David Anthony, his writing made this a standout supernatural tale. Totally dig it. Let me give your imagination the niblets right there. Look at that. The Harvester of Eyes. Perfect. He even looks cool. Totally has that, you know, the gloves, the cape. That was a big Bronze Age thing with the big capes. I'm surprised he doesn't have boots, the swashbuckler boots. I always thought those were cool. Yeah, he's got the crazy cape. He's got the Egyptian. He's got the eye up there. So this is, I mean, it's fresh for this time period. I'm curious what if these influenced anything in that time period. Damn, dude. Shit, see, I'm so excited, man. I'm dropping my stuff. It's all good. And what's cool about this condition, I can read it anytime I want. I ain't got to worry about crinkling anything. I ain't got to worry about none of that crap. So, man, I can read with comfort, and that's important. So, Demon Hunter, glad I got you too, bad boy. Ironjaw, I saved this one for last because I just thought it was so cool that the dude has an iron freaking jaw. So this is like a futuristic thing. Let me get my notes here on the Ironjaw. The excitement of the books. It's like, how should I do this video? Should I do it And it's like, I just want the excitement to transfer over. Ironjaw, a barbarian cursed with a steel jaw, battling in brutal sword and sorcery adventures. Neal Adams provided the cover art. So there you go. Bam! Giving it that iconic Bronze Age punch, baby. Love it. So this is like a futuristic. It reminded me of, and a lot of you 70s cats or 80s, you'll know, Thundar the Barbarian it was a cartoon. I want to say this really early 80s. Hanna-Barbera had a futuristic barbarian. So giving your imagination the niblets. Oh, look, his horse got that unicorn flavor. So see the wacking. There's a lot of wackiness going on. I wonder what the curse is like. Like, I mean, I get it, your jaw's iron, but that's such a unique type of curse. Yeah, you can't kiss. I mean, you can still eat, right? I'll get into that when I read it, find all the bad things of a jaw. It'll help in a fight, right? You ain't getting knocked out there. Yeah, so you got the ladies. I was never a super huge barbarian, like Dungeons and Dragons type of comic book person, but I do have a lot of Conan, like I really do. So maybe one day I will get Russ, my buddy Russ Alexander, in here and show off. He's got a lot of Conan. I'd like for him to give us a expose or even review one of his favorite books. Some more of the niblets. So Atlas Comics, the new house of ideas. So they have catchphrase. So there's even more stuff to get into. So 21 action-packed full-color comics. So those other things I can get my hands on. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of it. So these covers, actually, they do show you how Atlas was trying to carve out a space in multiple genres. As you can see, you have the barbarian, Conan-ish. You have the mystical. Let me get this one backed up, man. We'll get through there. So these are getting a hardback big time. Yes, sir. Man, I just found a new obsession. It's so bad, dude. Like, I get obsessed with things so fast. Like, and then when I do, let me know if you're like me. I go all out, and it's insane. Definitely a lot of money gets spent, but it's what I love, right? You know what I mean? It's a good problem to have. So these covers do carve out a very bold niche in the stuff. Like, you have some, for me, that's kind of a Dr. Fate-ish, Doctor Strange, maybe, maybe some Ghost Rider-ish, like right here. I get some of those vibes right there. Destructor, kind of reminds me of like a Captain America. That looks like a pose. And he also had some Spider-Man poses in there too. So I will give the Hulk his due. He fits in nicely with this. And a little more of the history. So in 1939, he founded Timely Comics, precursor to Marvel. He sold Marvel to Perfect Film in 1968. He stayed on as publisher, but in 1970, so that's important, right? He's a publisher, but he's not in full control. And I think that has some to do with him starting Atlas. He's not in control anymore, and he probably, it's in his blood, and he probably felt that urge to start anew. I think a lot of people can relate with that. So our guy Stan Lee became publisher in 1972 when he left Marvel, and then he founded Atlas 1974 to 75. Very short-lived. So it was like an attempt to actually rival Marvel and DC. Where have you heard that before? You know what I mean? Yeah, all I could find was just he sold because he was just no longer in control. So, man, you've got, barbarian fantasy, supernatural horror, mystical heroes, the gritty street, vigilante. It's just, it's a fascinating world the Bronze Age had, and we owe much thanks to the silver and the gold. Without the gold, we would It just, we wouldn't have got here. But there's even stuff before that. And that's another video. But you know what to do with this Bronze Age Atlas